Thank you for continuing to listen and watch American Medicine Today. I am Kimberly Bonatti, joined by Ethan Euchre.
Happy to be here.
Yes, and world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. Alfred Bonatti. Now, the scandalous nature of the Department of Veterans Affairs was revealed in recent years, mostly by whistleblowers who worked within the organization. And joining us right now is Dr. Dale Klein, who wrote a book called Scandals, Unmasking the Underbelly of the VA, which subsequently led to his firing, which he then wrote about in his book, You Are Fired. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Klein.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Let's just set the stage here. You initially wrote the book called Scandal, Exposing the Underbelly of the VA. What was in that just blew the lid off of everything and led to retaliation against you?
Well, there was a number of things that I brought up, as other medical whistleblowers did, about the VA secret wait list, manipulation of wait times, but also being a pain medicine physician. I also touched base on the opioid crisis that is epidemic across the United States, to include the VA system.
Okay. And so what was the initial reaction when your book came out?
I started a pain management clinic at the Poplar Bluff, VA, because they'd never had one before. And shortly after I opened the clinic, it was obvious to me that I was not getting the support I needed from my chain of command. And henceforth, after I discovered fraud, waste, and abuse, I reported it to the appropriate agencies, law enforcement. And that's when the fireworks really started, with retaliation against me.
What I don't understand is they should be supporting the military veterans and giving them the best care, because these are the individuals that are fighting for our freedoms. You bring it to everyone's attention, what is going on, people are dying, and they write it off as you were bogging them down with trivial matters. That to me is beyond disgusting.
Yeah.
You hit the nail on the head here, because many times the whistleblowers are simply the messengers. We're the ones who are bringing to attention the fraud, waste, and abuse within the VA system.
Sure.
So instead of working with the whistleblowers to try to resolve these issues, it's more of a mentality of kill the messenger.
One of the things that happened at the VA is the fraudulent behavior of TRICARE. TRICARE was working very good till the last year. So as soon as was recognized the possibilities that the veterans will go to seek attention in private sector, the TRICARE changed immediately the reimbursement to a Medicare level. The private sector is not going to take that type of a payment that is being imposed by the Medicare.
And that was part of what I brought up during my time working with the VA, is access for these veterans, especially in rural America. I had some patients who drove a couple hours to come and see me, and they might have passed multiple other pain doctors along the way to get to me.
What a waste. When they tried to retaliate against you, you were spending your days in a room, not treating patients, just sitting basically at a desk doing nothing. They were tying your hands behind your back.
Yeah, they basically kept you from seeing patients in retaliation for blowing the whistle, right, Dr. Klein?
Yeah, you're correct. And that's part of my book. In fact, one of the chapters in my book, Scandals, is called Solitary Confinement. For more than 1 year, I sat in a room and continued to get paid my full salary as a physician, which was about $250,000 a year, but I had no assigned duties. There are many veterans in the Poplar Bluff VA catchment area who had pain, who I could have been caring for, but I wasn't, because the VA would not allow me to. Sorry to say, that's not an uncommon strategy for the VA. If someone is a whistleblower, they not only marginalize them, but many times they isolate them.
Well, aren't there supposed to be laws in place that protect whistleblowers? So because now the superiors can't just say you're fired for what you did, they'll punish you in other ways by saying, okay, well, that's fine. I can't fire you. You were a whistleblower. You're protected by laws. So just sit in this room all day. We'll continue to pay you and you'll have a job, but you're going to be bored out of your mind.
Yeah. Since you brought that up, just briefly, yesterday I received a telephone call from Mr. Henry Kerner, who is the current director of the United States Office of Special Counsel. And the United States Office of Special Counsel is charged with enforcing the Whistleblower Protection Act. And that office is overwhelmed with cases. I read their 2017 fiscal year report, and they had approximately 6,000 whistleblower cases within a 12-month period of time reported to their office. Of those, approximately a third of them came from one department in the federal government, the VA.
It seems to me that whoever is in charge at those specific VA offices, whatever administration they put there, need to be fired because it seems like it's coming from the top down. And if they don't make real change and remove those people, it's not going to matter even if their current staff turns whistleblower. Still going to happen because the corruption is still there and in power.
I won't argue that with you at all.
We will definitely have you on again because there's so much more to delve into. Thank you so much, Dr. Dal Klein, who is author of the book Scandals: Unmasking the Underbelly of the VA, and also his book You're Fired, after he was retaliated against for being that VA whistleblower. Thank you so much for being on the program.
You're welcome, and thanks for having me.
Thank you for your work, Doc.
Make sure you check us out again next week. You're watching American Medicine Today.